How do you turn this into this? I'll show you. Today on To build Gundam plastic model kits, you will need 3 things. A pair of side cutters, sandpaper or sanding sticks, and a hobby knife. You'll also want a cutting mat, or maybe a piece of cardboard so that you don't mess up your table. And there's all kinds of optional stuff too, but we'll get to that later. Alrighty, and let's get going. We'll crack open our box here. Inside you will see your instruction manual and a whole bunch of plastic runners. I've already removed these from the plastic film because that is a god-awful sound on camera. Next, arrange the runners by alphabetical order. You can find the letter for each runner here, here, and so on. If your workspace is like mine, you want to keep your parts arranged in the box on the floor to keep them out of the way. Although I do keep these parts on the table because you'll find yourself going back to this more often than the other runners. When you open up the instruction book, you will notice the whole thing's in Japanese, but don't worry, you don't need to know Japanese in order to build one of these. You'll also see a lot of symbols like these. Really the only one that you need to know is this one. It tells you to build the part twice. But if you're curious about the other ones, go ahead and Google it really quickly. They can definitely describe it better than I can. And here's your instructions. For step 1, it wants us to grab A19 and 3 polycrab pieces. Let's check that out. Alrighty, we're going to grab our A runner, and we're going to find part number 19. And now we just cut out the part. Some people will tell you to go underneath the part. I personally go on top. When you cut it, try not to get too close to the actual part because that will cause some stress marks on the plastic, and nobody likes that. So we're going to clip here, and clip here. Next, find the runner that says PC. That stands for polycap. That's what these are. These are all polycaps. And this particular instruction wants you to get 2 of the number 4 pieces and the number 6 piece. So we'll cut those out with our X-Acto knife. After cutting the part out, you might notice these little eyesores. These are called nubs, and these are the remainder of the plastic runner still on the part itself. And nobody likes those. It can cause parts to not fit together correctly, and they just look kind of gross. So you can get rid of them in 2 ways. One of them is just using a hobby knife. Be very careful, and you're just going to use this guy and scrape away at the plastic part that's left over. Being careful not to gouge the part. And like I just did. That's okay. You can also take a rougher grit of sandpaper or sanding stick and kind of go to town on it. So the nub's kind of going away, but it looks a little bit ugly. You can go down now to another grit of sandpaper and kind of polish away at it. And there we go. That's a little bit better. So you can just do that for the remaining nubs here and here. Next, we'll put the polycaps on. You'll see here on step 2 that it's telling you to take the part that you just put together and add it to part A18. So, same thing as before. Blam. Blam. And blam. Alright, so there's the part that we built before, and there's the part that I just cut out. I've already moved the nubs. And we're just going to sandwich the 2 together. And there you go. There is the main part of the chest completed. I'm going to go ahead and go through the other steps of the chest building process and show you what it looks like when I'm done. If you can follow those steps that I just showed you, you could build any kit there is out there. Sometimes parts are a little more finicky than that, and sometimes they require a little bit more patience. But if you can follow the simple directions, then you can build anything. And after cutting out the rest of the parts, sanding off the nubs, and snapping everything together, there's what our chest unit looks like. Like I said, just follow the simple directions one by one, and put on some background noise, and in no time, your kit's done. I'll come back, I'll show you what all the pieces look like once they're put together, and then we'll slap the whole model together and see how it looks. See you soon. Alright, here's everything, for the most part, put together. Let's try a test fitting. So I usually go from the bottom up, so I'll go legs onto the waist, maybe. That is way harder to do on camera than it looks. Then torso and arms. Pop those into place. Grab the head while we're at it. Something like that. Torso unit looks good. Get these two guys together. The side skirts go on like so. And here he is, straight out of the box with no stickers. I think it looks really cool. The color separation is there. The details look fantastic. I'm super excited to work on this guy some more. Should show you the weapons too. There's our shield. There's the gun I broke and kind of put back together. I'll see if it works. We'll see what happens. It also came with 2 of these beam effect parts to be used for the beam swords that you can pull out from the back of the backpack that I somehow forgot to put on. Awesome. There he is. That's better. These guys are beam saber handles. You can pull those off, put the effect parts on there, and let him dual wield some lightsabers. But yeah, guys, I guess just to further iterate, I mean, with some very basic tools and some patience with the instructions, you can build this or any Gundam kit that they've got out there. Next time, I'll show you how to panel line this guy and maybe throw on some little details here and there that you can use to enhance the look of your Gundam kits. Until then, take care. Thanks again for watching. Happy building.